Like, I need better cards. This is non-negotiable. Cards must be better. Hey, Mars. Is this... I have all these kudos and nowhere to spend them yet? Mars says, sighing. Seek says the depot store won't be open till next year. How am I supposed to show off how much better and harder worker I am than everyone else? I don't know. Figure it out. Hey, Cal. Cal's scratching a stick. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think we're on standard dialogues at the moment. Let's keep trying to get this empathy stuff up, so we've got at least, like, one, like, actual good strong points. It's impossible to partner with either Tang or Mars for group work this month. Every time you try to get one of them to be your partner, they've already stuck to each other like glue. I can't imagine they'd be friends, but the evidence is right before your eyes. Okay. This will be easy. We get a set of zeros, then we get the set of the threes, or yellows. Boom. Look at this win. Look at this win. Victorious. Alright, now we're on late dust. Okay. Let's look at our memories. Okay. 12 cards for use of Jonas. Like, these all suck. Mostly. Mars's Ambition is pretty good, but we do lose kudos every time we use it. Like, we need to get better memories. Like, okay. Here. We need 20 reasoning for this. We are nowhere near that. Wasn't there one of them that required, like, persuasion or something? Persuade... Who? Hey, you. Can I talk to you? Can I look at the map? Look at that. Ain't that something? Okay. Later. Yes, how are you? Okay. 20 bravery is required for Gis. Cal. 20 biology. We've got 5. Does anyone need persuasion? Like, if someone needs persuasion, then, like, I think we can, you know, make something happen. Oh, hey, Mars. You know, Solana. You're right, Mars says as you approach. You blink at her, trying to forget what she means. You're an alright what? At your sudden silence, Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder. You're alright, she repeats. You actually have a good taste, unlike all these other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this, Mars, and don't waste your resources on that, Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis sulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where's he going now? Mars mutters to you. Then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens, she calls out to Dis. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. I guess he is a little weird. Dis scurries towards the walls, not looking back. It's not about being weird, it's just like, he never wants to do anything with us. Doesn't he know he's making himself an outcast? We're all stuck here together, so like, get it together, Dis, you know? Mars looks at her nails. He doesn't care about contributing to the colony, or being popular, or earning kudos, or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? Mars laughs and puts her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty and you know it, Solana. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? How are our relationships going? Okay. Oh, Tammy. In general, not great. I guess our closest relationships are with Tangent and Mars at the moment. Gotcha. What do we have to do? Oh. Mars, can I see your standard dialogues? Okay, 20 persuasion, we can do that. We can get that done. I think we can get persuasion from class, so we're going to class. Okay. Right, we get 2 persuasion. There we go. Study those humanities. There's some sort of emergency in engineering that requires Hall's attention. or Hal's attention. So today's classes will be taught by the ship's artificial intelligence, Congruence. Good morning, Congruence chirps. Today we're going to talk about the formation of the Vertumna group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear about it. Let's dig in. You know how it started. Economic and environmental instability, coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds, had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended. In that chaos, your parents formed the Vertumna group with a plan to leave Earth. 20 years later, they and their star-born children, you, slid through a wormhole and ended up here on a planet you call Vertumna. But there's so much you don't know. Congruence pulls up a hollow projection of an unassuming human with a firm, maternal gaze. This is Planktonic Ascendance Wang Botha Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vertumna movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Vertumna project proved that their writing, though speculative, was far from fiction. Wait, a sci-fi author? Sheesh. Yes, Congruence tells you. Their best-selling novel, Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge, told the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of the real-life anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Scientists had been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a poet to imagine we could travel through it. Wang Botha Schmidt's writings centered around the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in Vert space. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest of their own countries. They were committed to Wang Botha Schmidt's idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, Congruence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society, while also reckoning with their own implicit biases and the diverse contexts of their real lives. They realized that this was the work of generations, and the solutions must look to the future, as Wang Botha Schmidt did. Okay. So they got together. Yeah. The image of a squat concrete building with a rooftop garden replaces Wang Botha Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the holoprojector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Vertumna colony, Congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from egg and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised communally, like you as the second generation of the Vertumna group. Those babies were your parents. Wait, so it was some kind of cult? What? Yes, Congruence tells you cheerily. The Vertumna group was widely considered to be a non-religious cult. Membership was outlawed in some countries. Planktonic Ascendance Wang Botha Schmidt was later assassinated for their connection to the group, and the ensuing violence affected many lives. You think of your mother and her prosthetic leg, and how she rarely talked about her life. You think of your mother and her prosthetic leg, and how she rarely talked about her life on Earth. The hollow projection now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Vertumna group's social experiments. Congruence continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular ideology at the time because it had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This, combined with the panic that the Vertumna group was destroying the family unit or raising an army of Gen Tech super soldiers, brought the colony under attack from all sides. But cultural assimilation is horrible, or everyone fears what they don't understand. I guess we'll go with the everyone fears what they don't understand. It's true in many contexts. The image of the burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on a launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Vertumna project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship to seed a far-flung corner of the universe with a new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate goal of the Vertumna group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by the troubles that plague Earth. Isn't that lovely? But how did they build the ship? If they're just some random like cult. I mean, you don't see the Scientologists seeding the stars with humanity or whatever. And they've got like loads of like millionaires and probably some billionaires amongst their ranks. Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich in an earlier century, so there were several relics to be found in museums. We raided our ship from a museum? What? Congruence replies. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it spaceworthy and in the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to purchase and repair the ship, Congruence smiles. As for logistics, well, you are speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connected group members along with the gen tech that created you and your parents. Or gene tech. That makes more sense. Gene tech. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was in when it left, it may have been the last. Okay. I'm sure it's great world building, but this is enough for now. Your head is so stuffed with ideas it might burst. Professor Hal and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. The Vertumna group, +1 for each unplayed card. Interesting. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different food, speaking different languages. Are you missing out, or are you better without it? Like the original colonists believed. It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Solana you can be. Alright, and we have to study. Let's see. Well, we can clearly get at least a... Well, we can't really get a 0-1-2 going, can we? Well, actually we could. You go like 0-1-2, then do this and this, like this. And that seemed... But, I mean, would it just be better to do this? Seems about the same. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it this way. Win! Okay. Late dust. It's early wet now. Awesome. How y'all doing? You found outside the colony yet? Tang asks you. I hear all sorts of terrible things. Regardless, we're not allowed to stray from the gates unless we're on an expedition. Tang rolls her eyes. Not that it stops my brother. Ah, so we confirmed that's where he was going. Anemone holds her stomach as you approach. Does their hair make you feel hungry all the time, or is it just me? She wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole one of them mushroom trees. Just She mimes shoving a whole giant mushroom tree in her mouth. Oh, hey, yes. How are you doing? It's pouring rain, and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass-roofed palapas. Everyone except Yes, off in the distance, over at the wall near the sports ball field. He's definitely skulking. I guess we'll tell someone. You tell Security Chief Rhett that you saw Yes up to no good around behind the garrison. He's too distracted trying to put buckets under various leaks in the roof to pay much attention.
Thank you, Solana. I'll check it out later,
he says, waving you off.
If there's a danger to the colony, one of the lookouts will catch it.
You're not so sure. You know Jis, he's very good at hiding when he doesn't want to be found. Interesting. Hey Dad, what's up? You catch your dad taking a break in the shade of the geoponics dome. Oh hey, he says, waving lazily. Taking breaks is important. Don't forget to take care of yourself too. I don't want a break. Hey Mom, what's up? Your mom is hard at work. Hey Solana, she says, leaning. You need me for something? If you're not going to class, I can always put you to work. No, I'm good. I don't need to work. I'm going to class. Soon. Mars scowls from under the protection of a transparent umbrella. Absolutely not, she pouts. Do not even ask me to do anything. If my hair gets wet, you're soy meat. Okay. Thanks, Mars. Real encouraging. Best friend I got. I guess we should talk to Cal. Hey, Cal. Cal's mom, Tira, is sitting with Cal against the makeshift fence that surrounds the gardens. Cal looks absolutely shattered. And Tira rubs his back comfortingly. He sees you and musters up a brave smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Hey, Solana, it's good to see you. To class! Let's go. More humanities. Tang has a secret admirer. She's totes embarrassed about it, but even she can't resist how nice it feels when someone leaves little presents for you. Not quite sure what she's going to do with all those crystals and plants, but you're sure she'll manage. Okay. Well, this is easy. We get the ones, right? Yeah, well, we'll put the ones on this side, because why not? And when we put the yellows on this side. We need this, yeah. Alright. That's a win if I've ever seen it. Yep. Alrighty. You're having a terrifyingly familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" But your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water? It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess that's supposed to be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder like the footsteps of an angry beast. Let's run outside and play in the rain. Let's go. This will be fun. It's surprisingly warm outside, and the water feels nice hitting your head. Everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful, and the dusty, packed ground has turned to squelching mud between your toes. You don't go too far from the door to your quarters, but it's exciting being outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down to the hills behind the colony. I was hoping that would be a memory of some kind. It's mid-wet now. The best season, mid-wet. Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter-long pole and stack it into place. She points toward them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now, it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing and biology class. The books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes, and if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. Also, we can sweat. True that. Yeah, totally. Tangent nods absently, lost in her own thoughts. Humans are some of the only animals native to Earth that can sweat. I wonder, it seems so much warmer here than on Earth. Have the animals here developed the capability to sweat, or have they adapted to the heat in some other way? Together, you watch as the foreman puts the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her hologram and raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that, Tang says primly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts one finger to her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology, she says. All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution, from great ape to galactic super species. Alright. Yeah, I'm all for human supremacy, so, you go, girl, you go. Preach, sister. Anemone holds her stomach as you approach. Yeah, the air. I'm familiar with the, air that makes you hungry, allegedly. Hey, Mars. Hey, Mars. Hey, Mars, do you want to hear about my day? Mars is always talking about how she's bored and wishes there was more to do here, but there are 100 reasons Vertumna isn't boring. You tried to list them all. There's all the cool plants and new constellations to look at, and just yesterday you watched a Dorbs moth squeezed through a crack in the wall. No animal should be able to fit through. Boring. Aw. All cards to the right become ones. That actually could be really useful considering how many zeros we have in our deck right now. Mars listens politely, but starts yawning halfway through. Less bored is still bored when it comes to Mars and Vertumna. Alright, great. Persuasion achieved. What would be the next large... I feel like we should have more than one reasoning skill. Yeah, let's go to class some more. The life sciences. So that gives us 2 biology, 1 reasoning, 1 friendship, and 15 stress. I'm curious, what does working at the I know it's not technically called a farm, but the farms do. The geoponics. You can shovel dirt. 3 toughness, a friendship with Cal, and 5 kudos. And I guess we could use a bit of toughness. It's your first day in the glorious world of agriculture, soil, conveyance. Oh boy! Good morning, Solana. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my daughter. She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky, old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? Don't we have machines for this? The construction crew's already claimed all the hoverlifts, she says, shrugging. But they'll break down in a few years anyway, and we don't have the materials to fix them. She grips your forearm. We're planet-side now. Use your muscles, nature's hydraulic pistons. But why not use hydroponics? On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in water, and it's true it was more hygienic that way, your mom replies. She brushes an insect off her arm, which lets out a loud squeak of objection. But hydroponic systems use too much energy here. We have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. And where do I move it again? From over there, she points to a dirt pile, to there, she points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. It's a very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of all the nutrients and bugs and bacteria our plants need to grow. But it was lost, she sighs, in an accident. Now I have to make more from scratch using Vertumna soil. This is part of the process. Alright, let's get to work. That's my girl, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. Alright. We need to shovel some dirt. What if we just did this, and then we did this? We need 13. So we do this. Boom. Look at that. Although now it's on a pair, so like, what if we just like inserted this yellow one like here, right? Yeah. And then if we did this, and honestly that's probably, doesn't really matter either way. And we're at 16 here, 16 here. But this one, or I think this one did matter though. Yeah, quite a bit. Okay, let's win. You worked well this month. Alrighty. Late wets. Okay, let's see. Anyone want to talk to me? Any cool new words to speak? Unlikely. Okay. Fair enough. I would like to get my Let's get our reasoning up a bit. We'll study the life sciences. Helps with biology, too.
For today's lesson, Professor Hall tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertumna. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over 1 meter a day, and at a diameter of up to 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions.
You're teamed up with Tang and Cal, and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up Surveyor's notes on the HoloNet. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the Sabaquenos swamp. What if we used water instead of soil, Cal suggests, like they do with hydroponics? Tang nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. Solana, do you have any suggestions? Okay, wet. We could run an electric current through it, sing to it daily, that doesn't quite seem scientific, put it under a bright grow light, or lower the water's pH. And a bright light is, generally speaking, pretty good. We'll put it under a bright glow light. You lower the light so it's right over your bucket of water and plop the spore in it. Every day you rush into the classroom to check on its progress. At first there's nothing, but by midweek your little mush tree sprouts up and starts its journey. You raise the light gradually as it grows towards it. In the end, yours is in the middle of the pack. Since mush trees tend to grow in rainy, overcast places rather than hot, dry ones, you wonder if you might have given it too much light. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we got a lot of ones here. I'm thinking we put this in the middle, we put this here, we put this here, we put this here, and we put this here. Yeah. Good enough for government work. Oh, apparently that's the best score. Awesome. The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a holo stream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it Glow Season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there, Mars. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive, fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. Late wet becomes glow. Very glowy. Hey Mom, what's up? Solana, your mom stops you as you walk by. What are you doing out of quarters? It isn't safe out here. But I'm going to school. She nods with grudging approval. Fair enough, she replies. Stay close to the stratosphere. Got it? We don't know what's out there this time of year. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble, "Stars. It is beautiful, though." What if this whole month is like... It's an anglerfish, yeah? What if it looks all bright and colorful and beautiful, and then, like, you go for it, and it's the bait, and then you get munched into oblivion? That'd be cool. Who else is out? And you know Jis is going to be out. Yep. Hey, Jis. Jis is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates.
Feels different, he mumbles. Don't know how, just different.
You ask him what he means, but he just shakes his head and stuffs his hands in his pockets. Interesting. Hello, my friend. Anemone runs up to you. Hi, Solana, she huffs, catching her breath. She grins. On the ship, adults are always saying, no running any... Yeah, we know about that. I thought you'd have stuff to say about this cool environment we find ourselves in, but whatever. Now, as much as I would like to actually go to class, I think actually some relaxation makes sense. Yeah. And let's see if we can forget one of these zeros, because they're awful. You nestle in the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of over 100 years of music to choose from. But still, you wonder what new songs they're writing these days, 10 million light years away on Earth. The only new music you've heard is when the adults have come up with a new space shanty. It's nice. Good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work. It's not really something you want in your ears all the time. I'm clearly... Like, First Steps isn't good, but it's actually, like, on balance. That's one of our better ones. Like, what we really want to get rid of is crawling, wondering, and giggling. And that's what we... And honestly, Calm Temperament kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. Just, like, it's a 0 that gives -1 stress. Like, zeros suck, and -1 stress isn't that big of a deal. So we're obviously not getting rid of either of these. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day is still nearly pitch black, except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look toward the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires, and in space it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertumna, it means to go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. I just dealt with my stress. The closest assembly point is the children's creche, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire? Is the colony under attack? We don't have much, and by much I mean... Okay, don't have much bravery, so we're gonna go hide in the creche. You find Jis in the creche, and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. The lights are dim.
You scared?
He asks quietly. Of course I'm scared. Jis shrugs.
I thought I would be, but I'm not, he says. I'm not scared of stuff like this.
You can't help but glance at the hollow projector on the wall, the one that electrocuted your classmate, Tammy, earlier this year. The glowing bear looms over the room, and for a moment looks more like a monster than a toy. You grew up here. It feels weird to be hiding here like you're just little kids again. You hear more gunfire and yelling, but within half an hour, they play the all-clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe, now as the lights come back on. You glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky, and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened, or the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time. Early quiet. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20. So you should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends buttons at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Alright, so at age 10, we finished the whole year. We got 16 kudos. Our nets -2 stress. Got plus 25 loyalty. Plus 1 empathy, plus 12 persuasion, plus 15 creativity, plus 3 bravery, plus 2 reasoning, plus 7 organizing, plus 8 biology, plus 8 toughness, and plus 8 perception. We got a full heart increase with tangent, and half heart with everybody else. And now we are 11. And we got some cool new memories. And honestly, guys, that'll probably be it for at least this little weekend snippet. If you got... so yeah, this is so far a pretty interesting game. I'm curious to see where it's heading. I mean, I didn't expect them to kill a random child right off the bat, but, yeah, they did. So... And I imagine that's only just the tip of the iceberg, probably, in terms of, you know, the tragedy that may unfold in this exocolony. So yeah, if you guys like what you've seen here, be sure to show your supports with comments, likes, and the like, and if there is support for the continuation of this series, then we very well may continue it. But otherwise, guys, until next time, I have been Simicraft, and I will catch you in the next video, whether more I was a teenage exocolonist, or something else. Goodbye.